Anonymous functions. JavaScript lets you create anonymous functions, that is, functions without names. In practice, anonymous functions are typically used as arguments to other functions, immediately assigned to a variable that can be used to invoke the function or return from another function. And here they give us an example. So here we have the const declaration name avg that is assigned to a function, and as you can read in the comment, note that there is no function name before the parentheses. So here we have the function and we don't have a function name before the parentheses. In the parentheses we have the ellipses, these three dots, arcs, and also outside the parentheses we have the curly braces. Inside of the body we have the let declaration. We have this local variable called sum. We initialize it to 0. We end up with a semicolon. Outside we have a for loop. Inside of the parentheses we have the const. We're using this word here item, so we have const item of arcs, so we have the const of. In this case we have const item of arcs, but this word can be anything, it can be any word literally, so except for the reserved keywords. Outside we have the open curly braces, and in this case we have the sum and the addition assignment operator item semicolon, and this is pretty much the same as saying sum is assigned the sum plus the item. Outside of the for loop we have the return, and we're gonna return the sum divided by the arcs that length. And we're gonna see this example in the Chrome developer tools, so we'll copy it and we go here to the Chrome developer tools. You can open any tab and press Ctrl+Shift+I. Now we're gonna paste it. So as you can see here, in order to make this work we can call it with avg, and here we're gonna pass some arguments. In this case I'm gonna pass 1 2 3, and this is the return is gonna be the sum of these arguments divided by the arguments that length. So the sum of the numbers 1 2 3 is gonna be 6. Now it's gonna be divided by the arcs that length, and the arcs that length is gonna be 3, so it's gonna be 6 divided by 3, and the result has to be 2. We press enter and there you have it. As you can see here in the for loop we have const item of arcs, and here in the sum, here in the sum we have sum addition assignment operator. That is pretty much the same as saying sum is assigned the sum plus the item. So if you're using const item here, the same word has to be right here. And we can make another example, like say we can add 4 per se. Now we have the sum is gonna be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that would be 10. Now divided by the arguments that length, in this case we have 4, so it's gonna be 10 divided by 4, that is 2.5. We press enter and there you have it. So one thing to pretty much note that there is no function name, so there is no function name before the parentheses. That makes the anonymous function invocable by calling the avg parentheses like we did here in this example in the DevTools with some arguments. That is, it's semantically equivalent to declaring the function using the function avg open parentheses and then open curly braces declaration syntax. There is another way to define anonymous functions, and that is using an arrow function expression. And here they give us the link for the arrow function expression, and there is a bunch of information here. You can go deep into these concepts, but we're just gonna go with a simple example here. And again, they give us the same comment. Note that there is no function name before the parameters. Well, in this case, there is not literally the word function. As you can see here, you have the word function, and in this case, you don't have it. You just have the parentheses, and now you are presented with the arrow function. You have the equal sign and then the greater than sign. That is how you make the arrow. So as you can see it here, the only difference is in this case we have literally the word function and then open parentheses, and inside the parentheses we have the ellipses and arcs. In this case we just go straight with the open parentheses, inside ellipses, arcs. Outside of the parentheses we have the arrow function, and outside the arrow function, and then we open curly braces. And yeah, that's pretty much the only difference with that. So we can grab this example here, copy it, and we can clean that out with Ctrl L or just pressing the circle button. So Ctrl V, and now I am using the arrow function expression. So right now we can do the avg and parentheses, and let's put 1, 2, and 3. And again, the sum has to be 6, the arcs.length has to be 3, so 6 divided by 3, 2, the result has to be 2. And there you have it. So this is maybe a more elegant way to write the code. So here they give us a comment. You can omit the return when simply returning an expression. So this one. Arrow functions are not semantically equivalent to function expressions. For more information, see its reference page. There's another way that anonymous functions can be useful. It can be simultaneously declared and invoked in a single expression called an immediately invoked function expression, IIFE. And pretty much this is the syntax. So you have an open parentheses, you have a function, you have open parentheses here, close parentheses, you have open curly braces, you have the body here where you write your code, you close the curly braces, you close the parentheses, and then you open a new set of parentheses and you end up with a semicolon. So here, for use cases of the IIFEs, you can read the emulating private methods with closures.